Hey, if you're a dog owner in St. Cloud, you already know what a great place it is. So we're going to walk through how to find just the right dog trainer so you and your best friend can enjoy everything this city has to offer. I mean, it just makes sense, right? When your dog is confident and knows the ropes, everything gets easier and way more fun. We're talking about everything from just a walk around the block to a full day out at one of the parks. All right, so here's what we've got on tap. First, we'll talk about why knowing the St. Cloud area is a big plus. Then, we'll help you figure out exactly what you want to work on with your dog. From there, it's all about picking the right pro, understanding the costs, and, the best part, finding some great spots around town to practice those new skills. Okay, first up, training right here in St. Cloud. It's not just about sit and stay. It's really about getting your dog ready for all the specific sights and sounds our city has. Just picture it, right? You want to be able to walk your dog calmly down the Mississippi River Trail, not get frazzled by all the energy around St. Cloud State, and handle a stroll through downtown without any drama. Good training is what turns a trip to Riverside Park or a brewery patio from something stressful into something you actually look forward to. All right, so before you even open up a web browser to search for a trainer, there's a little bit of homework to do. The first and maybe most critical step is figuring out what your goals actually are. So really think about it for a second. What's the one thing, maybe two things, that if you could fix it would make your life with your dog so much better? Being really specific here is going to help you a ton. Maybe it's that constant pulling on the leash that drives you crazy. Or maybe you've got a new puppy and just want to get socialization right from the start. It could even be something a little tougher, like separation anxiety. Whatever it is, once you know your main goal, you can find a trainer who's an expert in that exact thing. And then there's the practical side of things. What's realistic for you? You've got to think about your schedule, your budget, and what kind of training will actually fit your dog's personality and your family's life. So let's look at a couple of popular options. You've got group classes, which are awesome for getting your dog used to other dogs and learning to focus. That's a huge skill for being out in public. On the other hand, if your biggest headaches are happening at home, like going nuts when the doorbell rings, then in-home training makes a ton of sense because you're tackling the problem right where it starts. Okay, so you've figured out your goals and the style you're looking for. Now comes the big part, finding the right person. And trust me, doing a little bit of homework here really pays off. One of the biggest things to look for is a trainer who uses what's called positive reinforcement. And this isn't just about being nice to your dog. It's a proven, science-backed way of training that uses rewards, like treats or praise, to show your dog what you want them to do. It builds a foundation of trust, and honestly, that's what all good training is built on. Now, you might see a bunch of letters after a trainer's name, and it can look like a bit of an alphabet soup. But things like CPDTKA, they're not just for show. They actually mean that trainer has passed some tough exams and has to keep up with their education on animal behavior. It's a really good sign that you're dealing with a true professional. All right, let's talk brass tacks. We're going to get into what you can expect to pay and, just as important, what you should be asking before you sign up for anything. So this chart gives you a pretty good ballpark for what training costs look like in St. Cloud for 2025. And you can see the prices are all over the map, depending on what you choose. A group class that runs for a few weeks is usually your most affordable bet. On the other end, something like a board and train where your dog stays with the trainer is obviously a much bigger financial commitment. When you first talk to a trainer, you should absolutely think of it like you're interviewing them for a job. And these are the questions you should ask. You really want to hear them talk about their methods. Look for that positive reinforcement we mentioned. Don't be shy about asking for their credentials. And make sure you're totally clear on how they measure success, what the final cost will be, and what their cancellation policy is. So you've picked your trainer and you've started the sessions. That's awesome. But the training doesn't stop there. The real magic happens when you start taking all those new skills and using them out in the real world. And lucky for us, St. Cloud has some fantastic spots to do just that. Think about practicing those leash manners with all the sights and smells at Munsinger and Clemens Gardens. Or head to Riverside Park to work on staying calm when joggers run by. And when you're feeling confident, the trails at Quarry Park are perfect for practicing recall. Each place gives you a new, fun challenge. And this, right here, might be the biggest takeaway of all. Your trainer is going to give you the roadmap, the tools, but it's up to you to put in the consistent daily practice. We're not talking hours a day. Even 5 or 10 minutes here and there makes a huge difference. That's what really cements the training and makes it stick. So good luck with finding the right fit and with all your training. Putting in this work now will pay you back in so many ways.
Honestly, having a well-behaved dog just makes everything better. Every single walk in the park, every time friends come over, and even just those quiet nights at home. It makes it all that much more enjoyable.